That means they've been outside the perimeter fence. It's like Jurassic Park here. It's a 5-minute job, this. We are kind of a year on from our first attempt at pigs in the woods, aren't we?
Yeah.
We're doing it again. Today we're going to get one of the arks over there, which should be big enough for the 6, and then we'll leave Matilda over here, bit of peace and quiet, so she can farrow in peace. And yeah, we just got to hope we can get this trailer over. So we are tractorless at the moment. We've got nowhere lifting these things, but I've managed to roll it on the side and flop it up onto the trailer. But it's going to take 2 of us to get through the brook because it's a bit low, that trailer. Sheep are going to follow us over. I guess on the way back through, I don't know what we could do to make it better. Make it more of a gradual slope the other side.
Well, aren't we going to put the sleepers there?
We were, but I don't want to put the sleepers there until I know it's the right angle.
Oh yeah. Well yeah, you just make it.
Some people put these sleepers through the water and up the other side, and then it's always smooth all the way.
To be fair, it was catching more on.
I can see it
inside. Like
yeah.
In the river. Felt like it was anyway.
Maybe I'll bring the digger back down and just get rid of any big bits.
You're loving life. Yes, you're loving it.
Same place as last year?
Yeah.
Just listen to the bees and flies. You can just hear it humming. A lot of these videos weren't on the main channel last year. We are now in what we call the secret meadow because it was a field that we couldn't even access when we bought the farm. So until we actually bought it and walked over here, we'd never stepped foot over here, which is just pretty magical and cool. So we've got this little copse / small woodland here, and it used to have like a scrape, like a pond in it. Well, it still does, and it fills up a little bit in winter. But it is the nicest place to keep pigs cool and happy in the summer. You can see it's low, they can create little wallows, and it's just a perfect little spot. Now we've fenced all the way along the boundary of this field to the end, and then as you come back along here, we are bordered in by a brook. Of course, pigs like swimming in water, so that is not pig proof. Therefore we use electric lines, polywire over here. First up, last year we just put a wire around the whole of this wooded area, which kept the pigs in here. We split it in half as well, and we have a lot of Himalayan balsam here, which is this big leaf stuff here. It's an invasive species. It's actually quite a nice plant to look at, but they grow really tall, kind of 2.5 meters tall. They take over the whole area. Amazingly, the pigs came in last year and just wiped out the whole thing. There must have been about 1/4 acre of nettles and balsam here last year. All of it was eaten, rooted up, and very few. Maybe, what do you reckon, 5% has come back, Joe?
Maybe it's quite a lot, like, not quite.
But I think all this was full because the kids were making mazes through it.
You were like swimming through it, do you remember?
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
And there's only a handful, and they're just.
Although it's hard to remember what time of year too we came actually over here.
Well, it would be probably a little bit later than now.
Yeah.
Because they were taller, weren't they? You would already see them by now.
But yeah, huge, like, yeah.
Yeah. I think the sheep have followed us over by the sound of it.
Oh no.
Anyway, so this is little like pig heaven for the next 3 months, I guess. So we're going to get the fencing up tomorrow. We don't have a tractor. It's a bit of a sore point, isn't it, Joe? Yeah. I'm moping around a bit. We're waiting to see if we're going to carry on the partnership with Black Track and Solace and get another one here, albeit it will probably be a smaller one, which is a little bit too small, but it would still be enough to mow.
Like the amount of times he said when we got the big one.
Well, the big one had the cab, so I couldn't get in the trees. So we need something in the middle. In reality, I think I'm keeping my eye out for an older little vintage tractor that's a bit more powerful. Well, as soon as we get a tractor back in here, we'll zip round the perimeter and then get some electric fencing in. But for now, it's going to be brush cutter tomorrow. Zip around the outside of the trees and just keep them in one place. Oh, can I show you my idea for the kids?
Yeah.
Okay. Right, where is it? This group of 3 trees here. Yeah?
Yeah.
Come up 1.5 meters.
Yeah.
Brace around them, don't drill into them, just brace around them and create a triangular platform. On that back tree, which is a really nice, strong, healthy one, zip wire from there to that pair of trees over there. That's about 50 meters. We can get a kit and it'll be like zip wire over the pigs.
Splash it potentially over the water if we ever dig this back out.
Oh yeah, we have a water drop at the end.
Look at this.
You just got a little
You're
bit.
Not going to make the calendar like that.
You just got a little something on your face. We're close to the floor?
Yeah, about 10 centimetres.
Right, we're a day on now and it's going to be a few days before I get the pigs, which are patiently waiting at the gate, over to the other side. Just because we're going away for a couple of days. We've got in-laws looking after the farm and I don't really want that. I have to keep it simple. Anyway, that noise is goats. Bit of a crazy idea this morning when I woke up. We've got this strip between our 2 fences where we're going to be planting a hedge. And it's just going a bit crazy. So I think we're going to get the hungry goats in there, put the billies in. The only thing is it's completely sealed off. There's no entrance or exit. No way to put a housing or anything in there. So I'm going to have to lift them in and out morning and evening. And I'm not 100% sure on how strong that old fence is, but this should be fun. What was I thinking? Sure, there's a short bit. It's going to be fun getting them in this evening. The biggest one's still yet to come. Come on. There he is. Glad they got handles. Well, that worked. But they're busy enough in here. Right, it's been hard work in this heat, but for that reason we need to get these girls moved. Come on, girls. Don't break that, don't break that. back. Go on, in we go. In we go. Go on then. In we go. In we go. I don't want you, Matilda. You can stay, darling. Come on then, girls. Take your wallet, come on. Come on then. Come on, pigs. Come on, pigs. It's a 5-minute job, this. That was too much work, that. Alright, do this before they get hot. It's so hot. I think I might pour a wallow for myself and get in there. Alright, let's just sort out fencing I ran over. Oh, obviously we're not over the worst of it yet because there's no fence or gate, and I normally back it into the fencing and then let it. Oh yeah, we could do that up there. Change your plan. Let's drive to the other end. We're right in here. A bit warm, isn't it? Perfect, so we'll flop it down over there. I've got 2 strands going around, which they should be fine behind. None of you lot have been over here before. Remember last year we had 4 Oxfords and 2 Gloucesters. Come on then. Come on then. Look all this green. Endless salad bar. Come on. Let's get an IBC over here water as well. Come on, pigs. You don't need to start straight away. Come on. Don't go over there. Hi, I've left Matilda loose on the paddock, just so you know. Just as long as she doesn't get up to the veg patch. I'm going to be heading back in 2 minutes. Well, I need to go and get the Energizer so that they stay where they're meant to be and get some water. Right, even the pickup is not happy because I'm just doing no speed at all. I'm just going from field to field towing trailers and it's just not happy. So I'm going to let it cool down a bit, and while I'm waiting for that, I'm going to attempt to get this huge pig ark onto this not so huge trailer. I think I seem to remember these being 15 by 8, and if that is the case, it's not going to want to go on there. But I've got the winch on there, never used that, and I've got ramps, so I reckon we can at least get the front structure on there, and then I'll just have to somehow work out if I can jack up the back and put some timbers under it. Well, that's right. It's too long. We're all the way up. So I need to probably get a piece of something or other running left to right to hold up that end. I've got it on. Just if we don't have to fall off halfway across. And is it going to bottom out? Probably. Oh, we made it. Yeah. A little bit wider than I thought. Now I think this will probably end up living over here permanently now. stay winter. There's not a single bit of timber on that, it's just solid steel, galvanized steel. So we could, in the future, try and get a couple of stub axles on that, and then I can tow it along. I also don't know how I'm going to get it off yet. I was going to rely on a tree to tie it to and then drive, but that can't really happen, there's no trees here. Right, early morning start, and this is my third attempt. Twice yesterday I tried to get goats across here, one at a time, and then they call to the others, a couple will go through it. Anyway, it failed. So I'm happy it's fenced enough now, if that's such a thing. This morning I managed to get them all in the trailer, which they weren't happy about. So our 20 odd goats are in here, kicking up so much fuss. They just don't know what's coming. Like, they just got about to get 4.5 acres of pure goat gold. We'll see. Right, got to get this trailer over now. Just a bit shorter, this trailer. It doesn't seem to catch. Oh, should. Doesn't seem to catch like the big trailer does. Oh, great. We needed some more beans then. Alright, I might not have had it in low range. The only thing that isn't fenced is the brook and the banks of the brook, which the goats are going to love because they can get to all the trees, which I don't mind. But we do need to get that fence at some point. Oh, there's sheep down there. What are they doing down there? Come on then. What's all the fuss for? Come on then. And one thing that's going to happen is they're going to want to stand on that fence, the new fence, to get to all the leaves over there. I'm hoping they prioritise this side where there's no fence, because obviously that tree line is full and they can get to loads of stuff. Come on, come on, come on. Come out here, be merry and be quiet. Come on, come on. Oh, here come the three amigos, these sheep. Maggie, leave them. Bless Maggie, she knew something was up. Good girl, steady, steady. Good, heel. Come on, goats. All right, so what have they got to munch on over here? Well, they got grass, loads of buttercup, but I'm sure they'll be all right on that. Docks, which they seem to love. Nettles, which they're not a fan of, but I'd love it if they could sort those out. Now, the only other issue is up here, this really tall white bit, and I'll show you some more down by the pigs. That is, what's it, hemlock? A water hemlock, I think that one is. Really tall, and that's poisonous. It's quite toxic when it's really small, young, because it kind of grows up first, so they eat it and they get ill. When it's tall, it's not as bad, but I think the flowers are. But I'm hoping, from all my research last night, basically, people just say if it's this time of year, there's so much other stuff that they won't go for that. But we'll see. I might have to fence off the far end because it's quite dense. This is the exact reason I got goats. There is no better animal for this side, this particular field, than the goat. If we do get cattle in the future, cows will go through. They'll obviously like the lush grass down the other end, but they won't really touch, you know, they're a bit more fussy. And the sheep do a fair old job, but not anything like these guys. If you look at what they're eating, they're not eating the grass. They're going for everything but the grass. This, perfect. And there's enough trees over here that if the weather stays like it is, they don't really need shelter at night, but they are a bit soft. They're a bit softer, South African goats. So plonked this over here, which was, as you saw, harder than it sounds. So there is physical shelter. I will be putting wheels on that at some point and moving it around. Right, we will leave these guys to it and let's go do pigs. This ewe here, I've been trying to catch her for 2 days. I don't think it's fly strike because she ain't got much wool on her, but she keeps shaking as if she's got something irritating her, and she's been rubbing, so I can see she's fluffed up at the back. I'm wondering if I can catch her just to check her underside. Okay. Shh, Maggie, stop. She's absolutely fine. Super clean. So I don't know what that is. Maybe it's just the heat just shaking around a bit. Oh, it's my last bag of pig feed, so I need to go out. Oh, that's interesting. That's a pig poo. That means they've been outside the perimeter fence. Like Jurassic Park here. Here they come. Come on. Yeah, they're still on. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm actually giving them, what is that, 1.5 kilo. It's probably only about 3 pounds of feed because there's so much vegetation in here that I think cutting it down by 25% is okay. They're not going to lose condition, and I'd rather save that feed for Matilda, who's just about to give birth. So water, we had issues last year, still kind of got issues this year, but this is probably the best solution. So what we've got, submersible pump, screw fix, bargain buy a couple of years ago. That's in the brook in a deep spot because a lot of this is quite shallow. So there's a nice deep bit there, tied to the tree just in case it tries to disappear. Then I've got a lay flat hose, which is absolutely pants, but it is what it is. And then I've brought the perimeter fence this way. Last time it was over there and I was bucketing stuff. So the perimeter fence is here, which means my lay flat hose will just about get over the top. The only problem is when you put it over the top, it kinks. So I need to rethink the hose. The nice thing is I can drive over that. Anyway, I'll get a proper pond hose or something and get it into here. Now this will hold whatever, 150 litres or so of fresh water from the brook for drinking. It's got nipple drinkers all the way around. It's the super simple, clean and easy way to provide drinking water for the pigs. It's dark, it won't go like algae, and it's also got trees above it. So hopefully I'll only have to do this twice a week. What I do is I hook up the Jenny to that pump. It takes about 5 minutes maybe to fill that up, and then I can go on my merry way. I could bring an IBC over here. The only IBCs we've got are clear, and I think they just go green really quick. So for now, that's the answer. And the reason why I don't need big troughs of water is because it's so cool over there. The troughs, they just want to climb in, but they don't need to here because there are wallows, cool muddy bits over there which just never dry out. They're like perpetually muddy, which is perfect for the pigs. So all they need is actual drinking water, and that's it. So I don't think I can drive through here with a trailer now. Need to decide this week whether we're going to register this girl here and keep her on. This one and this one, not so lucky. They'll be off very soon. They're a year old nearly, but at the end of the day, mostly gone in 6 months. These guys have had a whole year of outdoor roaming. The only downside on this girl is she's missing her her little white tassels on the end of her tail. Apart from that, I think she's good breed standard wise. Her coat's a little bit long, but I think it's kind of growing out a bit like Matilda's did. But it's all to do with even teat numbers and underlines and top lines and stuff like that. And I think from what my amateur eye tells me, she's a good one to keep. All right, let's see if we can do some truck herding. Maggie knows the drill. So now we've got to try and round sheep up through the goats. Maggie, leave it! Oh, while I think about it, if anyone's got any input on the hemlock, let me know. I don't want to be touching it, I don't want to be tearing it out unnecessarily. But I've read all sorts, you know, either leave it or if you burn it, it's toxic and all sorts, so we'll see. Right, good sheep. It has been so hot that I've been working in the evening, so I came down last night and I've dug out this bottom gateway. This is the bottom of the paddock. We've got the horse fence there, we've got the sheep netting here, we've got the hedge there, and we've got an old rusty gate here. So the plan that we came up with is Tom's going to drive in a new gate post just off here, which we'll rail to, a nice chunky one, and then we're going to hang a 15-foot gate, probably another mesh one, between there and the end of that strainer. Therefore we'll have a wider opening, and that's why I've dug away this whole bank, because this was kind of came out and down. So I was sat down in front of the TV last night, a rare occurrence, and spotted 30 sheep outside the window. So thankfully they haven't budged that since, but I wouldn't put it past them. What will happen is we'll have a 15-foot gate swinging in this way. We'll be able to drive in. We'll have a much bigger tail swing if we're towing a trailer, come through, and then this gravel area will become the track which goes down the hedge line, and I think that's going to work really well. Fence will be on the left hand side of the track, and then we have another gate in front of us. It's going to be gate central, unfortunately, but there's no way around that. And then once we get around to fencing the brook over there, I need to put in gates where the bridges will be. That's for another day. Right, I've gone off, Matilda's fed. I'm going to move the billy goats over to the other side as well, because I think they seem healthy enough now. I'm just going to move them in with the boar goats. It's going to be far easier to manage, and I think they'll do better over there, because there's not a huge amount in that big field left, apart from a few bits of nettles and hedges. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that. It's a bit of a mass migration for the summer. If you've got any questions, let me know, but we will keep giving you updates, because I think this is where the secret meadow comes into its own, when it's kind of cool and lush and it's all too hot and dry up here on the sandy slopes. Well, we'll leave it there. Thanks guys, take care, we'll see you next time.